beautiful friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. If you're new here, I'm Sarah, basically hanging around here on YouTube to do content around sustainability, mindful lifestyle, upcycling, DIYing, and yeah, that leads me to today's video and topic, because today I want to give you some inspiration on how you can transform old jars and bottles into something really cute and practical, and yeah, just transform trash into something you love, and by doing so be a bit more sustainable in your daily life and a bit more loving to our environment. And yeah, some projects are also new to me, so let's see how these turn out. And some things I do for a long time, and yeah, that's basically it. If you're new here, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up, and also check out my Instagram account and my TikTok account, because I'm new on TikTok. Woo! Yeah. I don't have any more to say except for enjoy this video and talk to you soon. So the first project will be a clay vase, and for that we'll need an empty jar, air drying clay, acrylic paint and brushes. And here I'm just basically starting by cutting my air drying clay or Sculpey in half, create a little ball in my hands, and yeah, just warm the clay a bit up so that it will be easier to work with. And after that I took my rolling pin and started to roll it out. And yeah, from time to time I went in and had a look if my clay piece would be big enough to wrap around the jar. And yeah, as you can see here, it wasn't quite there yet. So what I did was I went in, took another piece of clay and just repeated the whole process basically. I warmed it up in my hands and started to roll it out, and after that I attached it to the bigger piece, and yeah, that's it. After that I used my thumb to smooth everything out, and yeah, this works just perfect. And to finish it, I took my rolling pin again and went over the edge, and after that it looked pretty much perfect. And here you can see that the clay piece is now big enough to wrap around the jar. So yeah, and here you can see the edge, or you can't see it because it's so perfect. And then I cut off the edges of the bottom, yeah, and started to to form my clay edges. Yeah, first of all, I thought that I would like to go with this paperback, smashed paperback effect style, but then yeah, I reconsidered. And here I'm just pushing the clay on the bottom to the bottom of my jar, and yeah, it sticks very well to the jar and to the glass. So and here I am rounding the edges to make them a bit more smooth. Yeah, and in the end I decided to go with a, I don't know, progressive random shape. I guess. Yeah, this is what my vase turned out. Yeah, after a day or so it was dry and ready to paint, and what I did was I took acrylic paint and I mixed white with a bit of brown and a bit of yellowish tone, and mixed this nudish beige, I guess. And instead of using a brush I used a cleaning cloth. I really like this technique because it makes such a perfect finish and you can't see any brush strokes or anything. And yeah, here I'm just going in with my brush and finished the edges. And after that was dry, I also went in and used a clear varnish to seal the inside of my vase, because if you don't want to use dry flowers in your vase, you really want to use fresh flowers, yeah, it requires to use water, and the air drying clay is not water resistant. So yeah, I finish it off with a clear varnish to protect the vase or the clay from water damage. The next project are scented candles, and for that you'll need leftover wax from old candles, a jar, candle wicks, wire, and optional essential oils. And here I just started by taking my wire and wrapping it around my jar, because later I will put the jar in a water bath, and this just makes it so much easier to put the jar out of the water bath and to securely pour the melted wax into the candle jars. What I'm doing here is I'm cutting my wax pieces into even smaller pieces and then put it in the water bath. I had the water on medium-high heat. It was not boiling, it was just simmering. And yeah, then I took my essential oils and put some drops into the wax. This is lavender. You don't have to do this, but I find it quite nice. And after that, you put your candle wicks and dip them into the melted wax and yeah, just glue them to the bottom of your jars. And after that, you just pour the melted candle wax into the jars, and that's it. Yeah. The next project requires old bottles, a glass cutter, as well as sandpaper. And if you haven't guessed it already, yes, I was trying to cut bottles and make them into glasses, and this was a first for me, so it was quite a challenge, let's put it that way. Pro tip, if you have troubles removing your tags from the bottles or jars, just use some cooking oil and a cloth and rub it over the adhesive rests, and the oil will bind the adhesive, and yeah, you will have a nice clean bottle afterwards. To figure out where I want to cut my bottle, I used a glass which I like the height of, and then I took another glass with a similar height and just taped the glass cutter onto it. Yeah, that's basically it. Very professional. Originally I saw this in a reel on Instagram and it looked so easy, but let me tell you, it's not. So you really want to make a deep scratch all around the bottle and try to make the line as perfect as possible. I really had troubles doing this and tried to push my glass cutter onto the bottle, but yeah, I ended up making small scratches. And yeah, here I'm just pouring hot and cold water, alternating over the scratches, and yeah, eventually the bottom popped off, but it wasn't perfect at all. And disclaimer, please wear safety glasses. I didn't have safety glasses, so I used my reading glasses. Be smarter than me. Disclaimer end. And yeah, as I said, my glass wasn't perfect at all, and I tried it over and over again, but the results were the same. However, I decided that imperfect is the new perfect, and the idea of wavy glasses really grew on me, so I used my imperfect glasses and sanded them. And what you want to do is use at first really rough sandpaper, and after that I went in with a finer sandpaper and even my nail file, because I figured that I really could work the edges with that. And that's it. Stop when all the edges are smooth and you're good to go. And the next project is really a simple one. You basically only need empty jars and spray paint. And yeah, we are doing spice jars or jars for dried herbs or whatever you like. And I do this all the time because you don't have to buy expensive jars, you can make them yourself, and all you have to do is spray paint the lids in any color you like. I use black, but again, you do you. You can paint them whatever color you like. Yeah, this is basically it. It's as simple as that, but I find it very practical and super cheap. And for my last project, as well as my favorite project, you'll need empty bottles, spray paint, acrylic paint and brushes. In this project I want to make bottles for vinegar and oil, and for that I'm using actually old oil and vinegar bottles, as well as one spray bottle for oil. And for that I am first of all masking off my cork plugs so that no spray paint will go inside the bottles where we want to put our oil and vinegar in, so yeah, make it safe. And then I only went in and spray painted my bottles. It's as easy as that. And basically that's it. And after my bottles were dry, I went in and mixed dark brown. This is acrylic paint, and I'm also using some water and mixed it all together because I wanted to do sprinkles over the bottles. I saw this on H&M Home, and yeah, I wanted to recreate this, and here I'm doing a nervous dance because I was scared to fuck it up, so I had to calm myself down. And then what I did was I just went in with my brush and sprinkled and spritzed the color all over the bottles. It's really random, but I think the result is so beautiful, and I'm so obsessed with these bottles. If I may say so, I'm very proud of myself. Yeah, and that's it for these projects. I hope you enjoyed them and maybe got some inspiration on how to recreate or upcycle your own old bottles and jars.